I just love it when I open up Facebook on my computer and it gives me a message about something new happening with Facebook. No time to look at that right now. Okay, hang on just a second. Let me get us set up over here. Here we go. Got to repeat. Got a little reverb. Hello. My name is Wendy Keys Turnbull, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And sorry I'm late. I was rushing to get something done. Hi, Colleen. Good to see you on. Hi, Sherry. Okay. So it is still, we still have a little bit of time left on the old mini catalog through December 31st. So we have a little over a week left. Little over a week? Actually, yeah, just a little over a week left. So if you want anything from there, let me know. I'm going to be showing you an item from the new mini catalog that begins January 5th, I believe it is. And we're going to be in keeping with my background theme I've been doing the last few months. Hi, Cheryl. I will be using baby wipes to make a background and to actually create the set too. And I can see that my live video is not going to let me watch on Facebook. I thought it would be different because my husband is out of town, so there's nobody else using the internet in here today. But for some reason, it doesn't like me very much. You guys are seeing me okay? I'm not frozen? Doesn't look like I'm frozen. Okay, let me try this again. Well, it's just going round and round and round. So I guess I'm not going to be able to watch on the computer. I'll do my best to keep track and make sure I'm not messing anything up. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flip you down. I got a really bright light on there. Gonna go ahead and, okay, good. Thanks, Colleen. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and flip you down and show you the host code for right now. I haven't decided when it's gonna end yet, and get started. Show you the sample I just made up, and then we'll get started. Okay, let me flip you around. Almost hit finish again. Good thing I looked. Okay, let's see. I got to stand up and look at my phone to see. All right, let's straighten that up a little bit. I can't really put that up any further because all my stuff is there. Okay, host code H2QGJS7R, or you can just use the link that I post when I'm all done with the video. I go back in and post a link right to my shopping page with the host code embedded in it. Okay, so let me just go ahead and show you. Oh, I can see the picture now. Maybe it's going to work. Show you the sample I made. Nope, there it goes. I spoke too soon. So this is a sample I made. Just a little reminder that you are loved. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. You'll get the theme. I'll be making a lot of birthday cards because I'm on the committee at church that sends out cards. We primarily send out birthday cards, so need a lot of them. So, okay, so what I'm using for this are two new stamp sets from the new mini catalog that I said, as I said, begins January 5th. We have hand-drawn dots. That's the background here. And we have framed florets, and we're using the framed floret dies, but I'm not using the frames. This is what makes it framed florets. I'm just using some flowers and leaves. Okay, so let's get started here. Let me put this off to the side here so you can remember who you're watching. Okay, so for this, as I said, it's the baby wipe technique. And again, I learned this one from my former demonstrator, Melissa Damon, who now lives outside of Savannah, Georgia. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take two baby wipes. Doesn't matter what brand, and typically you could use one, but I want to make sure that I get lots of ups. And I'm just using the Honesty brand from Wegmans because that's what I happen to have here. You could find one that doesn't have the little honeycomb in it, but I kind of like what the honeycomb did here. So that's why I chose to use that. I do have some other ones here. Let me get this closed back up so they don't get dried out. Okay, so we're going to work on a basic white thick background or card base. Crease that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take, so this one I did using ink refills from the Brights collection. This one I'm going to use the last year's, the 21-23 in colors. And I'm going to use Pale Papaya, Fresh Freesia, Soft Succulent, and Polished Pink. And maybe, actually, I may only use 3 of those, but I will figure that out in a minute. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to use these 3, and then I'll use the green later for the leaves. So I'm just going to put lots of dots of color in here. So this is the Fresh Freesia. There's so many different things you could do with this. The only reason I have these little silicone sheets down is because I didn't use the silicone sheets for the last one, and it kind of soaks right through the paper. So I didn't want to make a mess of another piece of paper. So, okay, then I'm going to do Pale Papaya after that. I've only once, I've been doing this for years, and I've only once used up a ring inker. I have a couple more that are getting ready to go out now. But I have been Stampin' Up! Doing Stampin' Up! For 16 or 17 years. I haven't been a Stampin' Up! Representative, a demonstrator, but I have been using Stampin' Up! Products for 16 or 17 years and have only had to refill a few of them, so that's not too bad. Okay, then we're going to take our hand-drawn dots stamp, and we're going to just put it down there. Normally when you're stamping a big one like this, you would put the ink pad onto the stamp when you're using a background stamp, but can't do that with this. So, and I don't know, not all of it will be covered, and that's absolutely fine. Okay, this is going to be my card front. I'm just going to lay it down here. And going to rub it with this little thing I got from, it's a Stampendable I got from, I don't know, probably Scrapping Up or something. So there we have it. There we go. That's a really nice background. Okay, let me just wipe this off so it doesn't get stained. Get that out of our way. We are done with that. Put that back here. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. And the next thing we're going to do is, I know I got, oh, where did that come from? Well, we'll just use this. I know that I got some paper out. It's here somewhere. Probably under, no. There they are. They moved way over when I picked up the baby wipes. Okay. So the next step is to stamp some flowers. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do this. Some of them work better than others, but it's unique, the results that you get with each one. So I'm going to put this pad down here, because stamping and piercing pad, because it's the clear acrylic stamps and they stamp better if they have not a hard surface behind them. So I'm going to try, actually, you know what, I'm going to add a little bit extra just to make sure that just in one little concentrated spot. And it doesn't matter if they blend into each other. It's kind of cool if they do, actually. And this is the one, that Fresh Freesia looks a lot darker on there than normally. Okay, remember, if you're here and watching, to let me know so I can include you in my drawing tomorrow night. Okay, so then I'm just going to put this down here. This one's going to work out much better than the last one did. I should have had the acrylic under the last one. And I'm going to stamp right on here. There you go. You see that some of the Pale Papaya came out very, very light. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to do another one. Let me clean it off and move a little bit closer to the polished pink and see what we got. But just a hint of the Fresh Freesia on there. I'm going to try and get some more. There we go. There we go. Kind of neat. So here's the next step. Here's a different one to do. We're going to lay this down here. This can get quite messy. You can see it's coming through, so it's definitely got a lot of color on it. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to dry that with my heat gun a little bit because I don't want it to buckle up like that, and I don't want to stamp on a wet surface. It isn't going to go completely flat because it's so saturated. Oh, maybe it is on this one. Didn't on the other one. Nope, it's going to pop right back up. But that's okay. Then I'm going to take Evening Evergreen, which is the 5th of the in colors for 21-23. I'm going to take the actual ink pad, and I'm going to stamp over this. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Now I need some leaves, so I'm going to go ahead and use the soft succulent on this bottom piece here. And I really don't need to put that much on here because I'm just going to be stamping a few leaves. I'm going to use this last piece of white, basic white cardstock. I'm going to use my leaf stamp. So basically what you're doing is you are making an ink pad out of your, it didn't quite go. See, there's a little bit too much on there. I'm gonna come off here. You're making an ink pad out of the baby wipe. Right up there. And you'll see that one's a little bit lighter, but that's okay. I want them to be off. I don't want them all to be exactly the same. There we go. Wonder where everybody is tonight. Only 2 people watching right now. Okay. Move those out of the way. All right, so I'm going to cut all of those in a few minutes. I'll use that to color in, okay. I am going to go ahead, am I done with this? I am done with this, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it away, get another wipe just to clean my acrylic mats with, my silicone mats with, I mean. I love these little silicone mats. They're great for working with glue. They're great for working with inks like this, loose ink. And you'll see, because I use 2 of them side by side, you're going to see that some of it leaked through. Oh, and got a little wet on the paper, but that isn't going to really hurt anything at this point. Okay, set those aside. Okay, before I get the cutting machine out, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the little banner. Oh, I just remembered I need those for the inside of the card. So I'm going to get them back out. Luckily, they're just sitting right here on the top of the trash. Nothing has happened to them. I need them both. And 1 silicone sheet, just to be safe. I'm gonna, I don't really want to fold it under. Okay, and I want to stamp inside the card while I'm thinking of it. Maybe I'll do it, I think I'll do it this portrait this time. Yeah, why not? Okay. So I'm going to, now it's small enough that it's not going to fit. I made those wide. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ink part of it here. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little of it in the purple too. And hopefully it will show up. Yes. Wishes for a beautiful birthday. Now, if it didn't show up, I would just put punch out or stamp out or cut out a piece of paper to put over that with fancy edges and redo it. But I like that, that's fine. And then you'll see on this card that I put the leaves above and below. So I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to do leaves. And these are going to come out darker. I like the texture that I get from the little beehive, beehive look in the wipes. Really like that. Nice thing about the silicone sheets is you can throw them in the sink and wash them with soap and water. Okay, so the inside of the card is done. All right, so now let's go ahead and do our little banner. So I'm going to stamp just a little reminder that you are loved. And because on the last one I used black, but because I'm using this color family, this in color family, I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it in Evening Evergreen. Wouldn't really have gone with the other card that well, but it will go beautifully with this one. And I want it to be centered. There we go. It's a tiny bit crooked, but it wouldn't be a Wendy original without it being a tiny bit crooked. So that's okay too. Okay, and then another item from the new mini catalog is the Happy Labels Pick-a-Punch. And that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this one, the scalloped one. And normally I would flip it over so I could see what I was doing. I would put it like this, but it fits so perfectly in there that I don't have to worry about that. Same with this is going to be the banner behind the banner. And I picked fresh freesia to go behind the banner. Okay. So I'm just going to glue this on here, and I'm going to use glue. I used tape on the other one, and I had a hard time getting it even with the edges of the under banner. So I'm going to go ahead and use glue. And I used a little bit too much, but that's all right. I'll squeeze it in there. And okay. And the nice thing about using glue is now I can hold it on the edges so that, and I'm able to move it so I can center it if I don't feel like it's centered enough. There we go. Okay. All right, now we'll go ahead and cut out these pieces and then we'll assemble. Oops. Kind of going to need the handle on my side. All right. Cut this one out first. Gotta make sure it's lined up all the way around the edges, because it can look like it's perfectly lined up on one edge and then you get to the other edge and it's like, that was way off. So I just want to make sure, and my hands are a tiny bit sticky, so to be careful about that too. I think that's as close as I'm going to get it tonight. Okay. There we go. It's not great, but it's not awful either. It's just a tiny bit off. I'm going to go ahead and cut these two out because we're going to make a decision here. I should have these things cut out. If I think about it ahead of time and have my stuff all planned, have all my stuff together, because I don't want to say that SH word, then I could have these already cut out and you guys wouldn't have to watch me cut and cut and cut. All right, I don't need that. One more. I'm left-handed, so I need to start it on the side that I'm on every time. I'll start it on the left side because that's the hand I feel can balance everything out. Make everything line up. Okay. All right, and then we'll just cut the leaves out, the 4 leaves, and we'll be ready to go. Ready to assemble. I have Christmas music playing, instrumental Christmas music playing in the background, and my Christmas tree is all lit up, and my stockings are hung by the fireplace. I have stockings for myself and my husband and our 2 daughters and their husbands, and they're the 4 boys. They're two each boys. My daughters and the 4 boys are handmade, hand smocked stockings, because I used to have a business doing children's clothing, smocking children's clothing. And I made the girls their stockings when they were little, so I decided I needed to make them for their sons too. Unfortunately, I have arthritis in my thumb and other parts of my hand, so smocking is not comfortable anymore. Otherwise, I would make them for the 2 sons-in-law and my husband and myself. I still have my stocking from when I was a child. I don't know where my parents got them, but it's just a pre-printed felt kind of thing. And my husband has his stocking. I don't know where he got it. I don't think it was his childhood stocking. It's one of those red ones with the white fluffy around the top that you find in every store. And then somebody put some glitter around the bottom of the white part and wrote his name in glitter. And then for my sons-in-law, I went and bought them Jester feet stockings and wrote their names on them in glitter. So we're all set for Christmas. I just would love to have all handmade stockings up there. Maybe someday. We'll see. Okay, so here we go. So now we're just going to assemble. So the choice is, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. I think I'm going to put it up a little higher, and I'm going to pop it. And then we'll decide what we're going to put inside of it. So the way I'm going to pop it, and if I thought about it ahead of time, and I did, but I didn't want to do it, I could have put foam on the back of this and then attached it that way. But instead I'm going to use the foam strips. On each side. Let's see, leave a little room there. So this is going to be really close because I made this one thinner. So some of it's probably going to show through on the other side. Not too bad. A little bit there and a little bit there. And then one more strip. And I'm going to go ahead, put a tiny bit there. Turn it, get it up to that one, break it. The same thing on this side. Turn it, make sure it's not showing off of the edge of the banner. There we go. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a little bit more just to make it a little sturdier. Put it like this. There we go. That's what I like about the strips is you can bend them however you need to. Okay. Just pull them off here. Did that come off there? It did. Yay. Sticking to my fingers. Hi, Vicki. Thanks for joining us. So, Vicki, we are remaking this card. And we're making it, this was made from the Brights collection of colors, and we're making this one with the 2021-2023 in colors. So fresh freesia, pale papaya, polished pink, and soft succulent, and then evening evergreen. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here, and not in the middle, slightly above the middle. There we go. Now our decision is, are we going to put this one inside of it like that, which is what I did with this. I cut out and then I used that. Or, it'd be fun to get that back out. Put one of these in here. So these will be, what will be is it will be reversed. The purple and the pink will be reversed. That one or this one. I like this one better. So what do you guys think? Should I do the outline or the solid inside of there? The outline of the flowers or the solids? Go ahead and put it in the messages what you would think would look better. This one, or I feel like I'm like in the eye doctor's office. Which one looks better, this one or this one? Too bad I didn't have something to click in between. What do you think? Hopefully I'll see messages. Outline. Solid. Got one of each. Let's see, I have 3 people watching, so third person, you get to make the decision. Outline or solid? Is it you, Cheryl? Or is it Sherry? Or somebody has it on and isn't paying attention, so could be. Outline. Okay, Sherry. Okay, so outline it is. Sorry, Vicki. I'll do yours next time. Okay, I'm going to use glue. Just so I can get it in there. Get it where I want it. Not too much glue this time. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, then we're going to put this, first, put our leaves on. So I'm going to use, so this leaf's nice and dark. This leaf is missing a little bit there. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put these on like this. So, and I'm going to use glue. I'm going to go ahead and keep them. Whoops, that was too much glue. I should be using the little bottle that I have. There we go. We'll put this one up here and I'll cut off what's left over. And then we'll do that again with these. They both look good, so can't get it, pick it up. And I'm gonna go like this. I think I might go ahead and do that and let the other one stick out. Put a little under there so they stick together. I don't know if you guys heard that noise, but one of my cousins asked for everybody's email addresses so she could send a digital card. So everybody is toning in. Okay, chiming in. All right, so now I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to use these are the scissors that I use for glue and tape. So I don't want to get my good scissors yucky. And we'll do the same thing back here. And I noticed that my banner's hanging over slightly, but not enough to worry about. Oops, let's get that under there. Yeah, maybe we can't now. Okay, and then our banner we're going to put on. Please don't pay attention to the fact that my trimmer needs a new blade. And we'll put 3 dimensionals on here. There we go. And we'll put that down here. Oh, you know what? If I'd realized that it was going to end up on the purple, I would have put a different color behind it. I might, just because we've got time, we're hanging out here. I think I will do that. Get my pink. See if I can find, that looks like a polished pink, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. All right. See if using the other end of my trimmer will help. So I need 3.5 inches. Oh, it's just going to do that. By 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. There goes another one. Okay. Here we go. And get my punch back. Punch back. There. Kind of flipped, didn't it? Okay, make sure I'm in the right one. Yes, I am. Really don't have to have it this way, but whoops. Okay, that one. Go ahead and do it on this side. It's a little bit wider than the other one was. Okay. How will I get that off, you ask? I will use, I think I've used it on here once before, undo. So all you have to do is put it on there. Don't worry, yes, it changes the color. Let me just, I put a lot on there, okay. Then you should just be able to peel it right off. Of course, I've never done it with glue before. I usually do it with tape, but it should still work. There we go. Put a little bit more on. There, throw that one away. And as this dries, it will become sticky again, but yep, it's already sticky again. And as it dries, it will turn white again, and you won't be able to see any trace of the undo. It doesn't stain it at all. It stains your hands. Well, see the white, that's from the undo. It's some kind of weird chemical. It's probably very bad for you. Okay, get this centered up. All right, yeah, that's gonna look a lot nicer down there. So now we need 3 more dimensionals. Let me get rid of the message from my family again. Okay, 2 and 3. Okay, I'm going to put this one right down here, centered. And then I have the, somewhere in here, there they are. I have the In Color Opal Rounds. I'm not sure these are still available. When I have them, my embellishments are one thing that I don't tend to pull out the retired things. I really should. All right, so we've got all the colors here. So let's use, these are supposed to be Pale Papaya. Let's use the Pale Papaya down here and let's use a soft succulent, a small soft succulent. Oops. Do that. And then up here somewhere, we will use a fresh freesia. They're really kind of whitish, but, and another Pale Papaya, I think. Nope. Polished pink, but a small polished pink. Even though it's on the pink. All right. So that's the outside of the card, just a little reminder that you are loved. And on the inside, wishes for a beautiful birthday. So let me get the 2 here. Here's the 2, and for these I used the, let me see what they're called. Should have thrown them right back in here. Close, yep. The Fun Flowers Resin Shapes. Again, not sure if they're retired or not. Whoops. Accidentally dropped. There we go. Okay, so those are the 2 cards for today. And I did it in 35 minutes because I was 5 minutes late, so not bad. I hope you liked them. I hope you'll try the paper towel method. Or the wipe method. I should show you one more thing that you can do with this. Pull one out of the garbage again. Let me, oh, you know what? We've got this right here. Let's use this. So you can just wipe it across. You can choose whichever color you want. You can just wipe it across the card front to make a background. Do some more up there. Do a little pink down here. There you go. So some of it I pushed down on it, so I've got the bee hiving in there. And then the rest I just kind of streaked across. And I like how the fresh freesia has some Pale Papaya in it. It's kind of neat. So I'll make something different with that card. Maybe I'll even use that on it. Maybe probably what I'll do is I'll put one of those frames on it and put this on the bottom of the frame. I'll do that after I'm off screen though. All right, let me turn you back up here. Okay, so that was easy. Next week I'll be more prepared. I'll have something ready ahead of time. But I was out and about today doing grocery shopping for the weekend and all sorts of things, and got home, made myself dinner, and I was sitting there, and it was 5:45, and I went, oh my gosh, I have to be online in an hour and 15 minutes, and I haven't figured out what I'm going to do. So I came in and figured out what I'm going to do. So thank you guys for watching, and remember, if any of you are watching this after it's posted, when it's not live anymore, if you watch it between now and 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, which is December 21st, 2022. Please make sure that you say something, even just hi, so that I know you're there and I will add you to the drawing for something, a little something from me. Merry Christmas to all of you. I probably will be on next week. It'll be after Christmas. So I will talk to you all soon. Bye.